I am outside by our pool today, so please forgive all of the outside noises. There might be planes or yelling children or squawking birds. There may be a dog visitor. No, she just crashed. Never mind. So, in a recent video I talked about, I think it was the Busch Gardens video, I talked about how we stay cool and dry and comfortable when we are going to Walt Disney World parks or Universal Studios. Hi! In the summer, because Florida in the summer can be hot, can be humid, can be buggy, can be rainy, can be really uncomfortable. So I have a few things to talk about today, and I want to start by talking about what you can do before you even come here, because I'm assuming this is, your vacation, and so you're going to travel here from somewhere else. So if you are coming and you have not been outside in the sun, you haven't had much exercise, I would definitely recommend trying to start walking even short distances, for a few weeks before you travel, just so you can get used to the walking, because a Walt Disney World vacation is really demanding and taxing on your body, so it can require a lot of exercise, and if you aren't used to that, getting here and then doing that, it can lead to exhaustion, and terrible things can happen to you. You can feel terrible and sick, and that's just not fun for anybody, including you. So I would definitely recommend that. If you're not used to the sun, start thinking about how you're going to fight that sun. Are you going to carry an umbrella for shade? Are you going to wear like a rash guard like this? And we'll talk more about that. Or like, I know when we lived in Missouri, we would go tanning in tanning booths. And so we would tan for, like, I know I tanned for 5 minutes once a week for maybe 4 or 5 weeks before we went anywhere, and it kept me from getting so terribly burnt. So it's kind of building your body back up to that immunity or resilience to sunlight. So you're just desperate for attention today, aren't you? Honey, can you sit back here? Sit. Sit. Good girl. So now let's talk a little bit about what to wear on your vacation. I know that it may sound kind of counterintuitive to wear long sleeves, but this is a long sleeve rash guard. I got this from a Disney cruise on the ship. You can find them at, I think, like Ron John Surf Shop has some. I think Old Navy has some swim shirts, but a fishing shirt or a rash guard, I know they're kind of coming back into style because sunscreen has been proven to be bad for, reef systems, and so we're trying to find a healthier alternative to sunscreen, and this is what I like to wear in addition to sunscreen. So I do want to talk about sunscreen in a bit, but I wanted to start by talking about what to wear. I like to wear long sleeve just because it protects my whole arm. I have a tendency to get freckles and moles, and so a long sleeve just makes me feel that much safer. Another alternative to like rash guards is like natural materials. Don't wear like a really thick polyester shirt. I like these. This is a linen shirt, and I got this from J. Crew, and this is 100% linen. This is really breathable, really breezy. It dries really fast, so I like something like this if I'm going on like a water ride. If it's kind of like a cloudy day, I'll wear something like this and not worry about the rash guard on a cloudy day, but you can never really depend on that. Maybe the clouds will blow over and then it'll be sunny. So for me, I usually go for the rash guards just because, they're made to be wet. So if you go on a water ride, if you get rained on, if you sweat through it, it's not a big deal. Under my rash guard, I wear a bathing suit. So I have, like, actually right now, I'm wearing a bathing suit identical to this, but in blue. So this is a top. It looks a lot like a sports bra, and you could wear a sports bra if you were a lady. If you're a dude, you probably don't need to worry about it. If I was a dude, I'd probably wear swim trunks instead of shorts, just because they're made to be wet. But I will wear, the top and the bottoms when I go to the parks, just because sometimes they get sweaty, and regular underwear is not meant to get like that. Like there's sport underwear. I just wear swimsuit just because it's easier. I have that. We have a pool. We swim here at home all the time. So why would I buy something else when the swimsuit works just fine for me. Hats. Wear a hat. I don't generally wear them just because they don't fit my head. My head is really small, but if you can find one that you like, wear it. Otherwise, be really protective of the skin on your face with sunscreen. Also, sunglasses are a total must. If you wear glasses and you don't have the transitions, I used to have a pair of, because like I used to wear glasses before I got contacts, and I had this pair of sunglasses that clipped to my glasses and they would flip up, and they looked totally weird, but I loved them because my shadow made me look like Mickey Mouse because of the flip up sunglasses. Just if they looked like ears, it was one of my favorite things. But now I will just wear sunglasses. I take cheap ones, you know, Walmart sunglasses, Dollar General sunglasses to the park. Sometimes, you know, they get dirty with like spray on sunscreen, or they get lost on a ride, or they get crushed in a bag. Like I just prefer to take things that, not that I don't care about them, but it's okay if they get broken just because they didn't cost a fortune. Shoes. Wear comfortable shoes if you're going to be doing a lot of walking. It doesn't make sense to wear uncomfortable shoes that rub or that don't make your feet feel good, because you're going to be doing a ton of walking and you should know this. I have a pair of like Nike Tangen sandals that I will wear, and they strap on. They're not flip-flops. I don't ever recommend wearing flip-flops. I just don't think that they're a good idea when you're walking a ton. They don't have any foot support. I just don't think they're good for your feet. If you're gonna wear sneakers, and this is my go-to, I wear sneakers. The Nike Tangen sneakers are the ones that I love the most. I've talked about these before. These are the Hickeys laces, and you don't have to tie your sneakers. These are literally slip-on. They make any shoe into a slip-on shoe. Anyway, back to the sneaker part. If you're gonna wear sneakers, don't wear leather sneakers. Wear a mesh sneaker, because these are so breathable and your feet aren't gonna get hot and sweaty, and you're not gonna be miserable in these. So wear comfortable shoes that have been broken in, okay? If you go out and you buy a new pair of shoes before your trip, wear them around your house before you get here. Don't wear them into the park on the first day thinking that your feet are gonna feel good, because they're probably not gonna. Mask. You need a good mask. You probably need several. You could wear, like if you're really into the cloth mask with like an extra filter, make sure that it fits the guidelines of the park, but also bring extra, because chances are it's gonna get sweaty and you're not gonna wanna wear a damp mask because it makes it really hard to breathe. I prefer to wear a paper disposable mask because it's so much easier to breathe in these. So these are the ones that I prefer to wear to the park. I will wear cloth masks to the park if I'm not gonna be there very long, but the disposable ones are the ones that I prefer for a park day. Moving out of the clothing category, let's talk about thigh chafing, because that's something that's not fun for anybody. Nobody really wants to talk about it, and I don't get why. Like, this is a problem that I suffer from, which is why I wear long jeans to the park, and I look like a psychopath when I wear them, but I don't like it when my thighs rub together. I have this Thigh Rescue anti-friction stick. I know they've got like Body Glide. This one I got from Ulta and used points for it, but it's basically like Vaseline in a stick, and you just rub it on your legs like it's like a stick of deodorant is what it is. So it looks like, you know, just like a stick of deodorant, but it's slippery, so you can rub it on skin that rubs on something else. Like, let's say you're wearing a short sleeve shirt and you've got like a seam on the outside and your arm is rubbing on it, maybe rub some of this on there. Anti-friction stick is like, it has been a saver for us. Now I want to talk about sunscreen, starting with your face. I have this Unseen sunscreen. This is a Supergoop product. It's like a makeup primer. So this goes on your face before anything else. Like if you're gonna wear makeup, if you're gonna wear foundation that day, this goes on before that does, and it's SPF 40. It is water and sweat resistant. I wear that every day. It's not just a park day thing. I wear that whether or not I'm wearing makeup at all. So what I like about this is it's clear. It's like it comes out like a gel, and you can rub it on. It doesn't smell like anything. It doesn't break me out, but it does work. It has kept me from getting sunburnt on my face. Next, spray sunscreen. if you're a tube sunscreen kind of person, I admire you, but the spray sunscreen is so easy. You take this into the park and like you just shake it up and then you spray it everywhere. If you're wearing sandals, spray your feet where the skin shows. If you're wearing a hairstyle where you have a part, be sure to like, I don't know, squirt some in your hand, dab your fingers, and like dab your part. Don't miss anything. Get the back of your neck, get the tops of your ears. Don't forget the places where skin shows. It's important everywhere. Sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen. Set reminders in your phone. Set your timer or something to remind you to put this on every 2 hours. Don't forget the sunscreen. And also, make sure it's not expired. Get new stuff. This stuff does expire, and when it starts to expire, when it does expire, it doesn't work anymore. So just get a new sunscreen when you go and actually put it on. Aloe vera gel. This is a Walgreens bottle, and it says with lidocaine and menthol. This is a cooling aloe vera gel, and I love this stuff for when I get hot, because if I rub this on my skin and the wind blows across it, it's a cooling sensation because of the menthol in here. It also is a pain relieving gel for when I do get sunburnt, because I'm very pale and it happens to me frequently. Getting sunburned is not fun at all, and I wish it was not a thing that happened, but it is. So since I have something like this, it's something that I like to keep with me. If you put this in your refrigerator, it works even better and it feels even better when you put it on. Just saying. But I love that it's got the menthol in there because it's sort of like a cooling gel. Shower sheets. You may get sweaty. That's a lie. You're probably gonna get sweaty. Definitely gonna get sweaty. I mean, if you don't get sweaty, you're probably an alien. This is a shower sheet. I don't like feeling sticky and salty after I get sweaty, so I want to wipe it down, and I will take like a washcloth with me in my bag, and I might use this to wipe down a table that got rained on. So like this could have, you know, any purpose throughout the day, but once I use it, I've used it, so I'm not going to use it for something else. So anyway, I do take a shower sheet with me. This is really nice for like wiping down my, like the back of my neck, or like right back here on the small of my back can get really kind of sweaty. So any place you can use this that might just need a refresh is really helpful, and it always makes me feel better after I've used one. Another item of comfort, blister pads. Now these are, I don't even know what brand these are. Extreme hydrocolloid gel blister cushions. Band-Aid makes some of these, and like you want the blister pad, like cushion bandages, they stay on for days. So if you have a blister, you put this on your blister, like you need to clean the area, dry the area, put this on appropriately, and it will stay on for days. And it's kind of fascinating because it's like swells up on the part where your blister is, so it's like a pillow for your blister, so it doesn't hurt when your shoe rubs on it. It's fascinating. It actually works. I love these, and I keep this thing in my park bag because I never know when I'm gonna get a blister, because sometimes I'm wearing the wrong pair of socks, sometimes my shoes just are old and need to be replaced, so it could happen. And then the last item of like comfort, like just preparing for all situations, is Advil. Like this is Advil. You could take ibuprofen, you could take aspirin, you could take Tylenol. Keep a little bottle of whatever your preferred pain reliever is in your park bag, because it doesn't hurt to keep it with you. This is so small. This is like the size of a sunscreen lip balm, and I had one over here and I don't even know where it went. Here it is. Okay, this is a Sun Bum lip balm with SPF 30. This is the Advil. They're the same height, okay? So is that so hard to take with you? No, take a pain reliever with you, then you won't have to go visit the nursing station at the Disney park. That's a waste of your park day, and you can just keep it with you, and it's like insurance against needing it and feeling bad. So let's talk water. I take a reusable water bottle. Disney parks are introducing refillable water bottle stations, water bottle filling stations in different areas of the park. So when they refurbish an area, they may introduce a new water bottle filling station, which I love. So convenient, because you just, you know, take the top off and then you can just like hold this under the fountain, and it's not you trying to angle it and squirt the thing in there. It's so much easier. So this is what I drink out of during the day, is one of these. And it's always important to keep water with you. You can buy water in the park, but it's so expensive. Like, just take a big water bottle. You could also, like, before you leave in the morning, put ice in this, and it's cold all day, or until you drink all your water, and then you put more water in there. I also have a disposable, or like, yeah, single-use water bottle here. Put these in the freezer and like freeze it overnight till it's frozen solid. So then when you go to the park, you have a whole frozen water bottle. If you get hot throughout the day, you can stick this like under your armpit when it's frozen, and it does cool you down, and it takes a while to melt. So it's nice to have something to help cool you down, and then when it does, you know, thaw out, when it does melt down and back into liquid form, you can drink it, you know. So it's convenient. I didn't really talk about staying dry. Umbrellas. I will take a miniature umbrella that does telescope. I haven't had any trouble with it, but you may have issue getting through security the first time. They may just want to check it just to make sure that it's okay. A lot of people will buy the rain ponchos when they get into the park. Those can be expensive. I would suggest, if you're gonna be into like the rain poncho thing, if you want a rain poncho, I would suggest buying them online on like Amazon or something, having them shipped to your house. They're really light, really easy to pack, and then you can just take them with you to the park, and you don't have to worry about rushing into a gift shop when it does start to rain and then fighting the rest of the crowds in the park to get a rain poncho, because sometimes they do sell out. So if you're a rain poncho kind of person, kind of family, plan for that ahead in advance. Think about that in, you know, the before time. So, because like that's not the kind of thing you want to worry about in that moment. When it's a torrential downpour, you don't want to think, where can I get a rain gear? Like, you want to pull it out of your bag or your stroller or something and throw it on, and you're prepared. So at least that's how I live my life. Anyway, I know at Disney parks they do sell these cooling towels. I've never owned one of those. I've never needed one. I'm sure they do work because people buy them and don't complain. I also don't own a handheld fan, but that might be something that you're interested in. So, you know, those are some items of comfort that I wanted to share with you. Now I'm gonna get into some tips for actually planning your day that I wanted to share, just because I feel like it's important to plan your day so that you can take breaks. So when you go to the park, I never recommend anybody doing rope drop to fireworks all day, staying there the whole day and never taking a break. I don't believe in that. I know that that's how most people do their Disney vacations. I think it's too hard on you, and I think that it's a lot of pressure to get things done. So I know a lot of people don't like long queues. I don't like long queues. They're kind of a gift because they give you this opportunity to go inside, undercover, in a dark, cool place, and you're kind of like avoiding all of that stimulation of the park. So you're in the queue, like let's say for Soarin', and you're inside, and it's dark, and it's calm, and it's kind of a nice built-in break for your day. So kind of, my suggestion is to kind of plan your day around these queues. Go to a restaurant that's inside, like the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater is a great break because it's dark and it's inside and it's cool and it's a nice reset, especially if you've got kids that need, you know, a break from all of that stimulation, because it's so many sounds and colors and sights, and it's a lot. It's a lot for me. So those are some ways that I like to take breaks. You could also take a break in the middle of your day, go back to your resort, go get in the pool, have a snack, have a drink, take a shower, change your socks and shoes, change your clothes. You know, it's kind of nice to go back to your resort in the middle of the day and, you know, take a break from the heat of the day. Nobody says you have to be in the park all day long. I will never understand why people feel this pressure to do the park all day, every day they're in Walt Disney World. I don't get it. But I mean, I can't tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what I think you should do. If you're really worried about getting overheated in the park or being uncomfortable, go back to your resort. Take a couple of hours, go back and take a nap, and then like recharge so you can go back to the park and have more fun later when the heat of the day is past. My next suggestion is to stay calm. This is like a mindset, okay? If you have planned this vacation weeks in advance, months in advance, I'm sure you have an idea of how you want it to go. And I know that I'm like a serial planner, and so when things don't go the way that I want them to do, it's frustrating and it's not fun, and I, you know, say some things or think some things that put me in this mindset that gets me stressed out, and I'm upset, which gets me to the point of stress sweating, which is never fun because, like, you've seen those commercials, stress sweat smells worse than regular sweat. Not only does it smell worse, but like you feel bad. You're hot and you're upset and you can't calm down, and then you're like all worked up about this thing and there's nothing you can do and there's no solution. So my suggestion to you is to kind of put yourself in this mindset of, you know, you're still there. You're still having a good time. You're still with the people you love. You know, think about the good things that have happened, could happen, will happen, and what could you do instead of this other thing that you had planned. You know, is this the end of the world? No. So stay calm. Don't stress out, because it's all gonna be okay. You know, just stay calm. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about today is the parks ranking by shade. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about Disney Springs or the water parks. When you are at, you know, the 4 Walt Disney World parks, each one of them has like a different feel, and they each have different amounts of shade. So if you're really worried about the day being really hot, really sunny, my first park ranking in shade is Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom has all these really wonderful like nature walks, and they've got all kinds of trees, and so it's really very shaded, and it's not so hot that you feel like you're baking. My next park is going to be Epcot. So Animal Kingdom I think has the most amount of shade, and then Epcot has the second most number of places for you to sit down and relax in a cool shady place. Number 3 for me is Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom has a lot of wide open spaces, especially right there in front of the castle. There are a lot of wide open spaces that don't have really tall trees, and there's not a lot of places to sit, especially not in the shade. And then my last park is Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios to me is the hottest park. It just feels like I'm baking. When I'm walking down, I think it's Sunset toward the Hollywood Studio, the Hollywood Tower of Terror, and like the Rock and Roller Coaster down there, that street to me feels so hot. I always feel like I'm being baked from the bottom and the sides, because it just feels like concrete on 3 sides, and then the sun is baking down on top of me. So if I'm going to choose a park on a really hot day, Hollywood Studios is not the first one I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna go to Animal Kingdom, or I'm gonna go to Epcot, just because I think they have more places in the shade, more places to sit down, more of those what are they called, World Showcase pavilions to experience that have indoor activities. So this was my tips and tricks for staying cool, staying dry, staying comfortable in the parks. So you guys will see me in another video really soon.